Hello, my friend, and welcome. And welcome to the very first edition of Find a Grave Fun Celebrity Hunting Edition. Today, we're looking at the Wicked Witch of the West. I plan to do a series of these Find a Grave Celebrity Hunting Editions, and we'll have a little fun and take a look at the celebrity and then go to Find a Grave, and I have plenty of tips to share with you about Find a Grave. Now, don't be giving me the stink eye or judge me now, because if it weren't for people's interested in celebrities, we would not even have Find a Grave. You see, back in 1995, same year as Treasure Maps Genealogy started, and that may as well be 100 years in internet years, a fellow by the name of Jim Tipton had the hobby. Sometimes they called themselves death hags, but he would do the celebrity thing, and he put up a site. Here's the old logo, and it has turned into something amazing. So, first, let's look at our celebrity today. Ironically, she played one of the most evil and vile characters, so wicked, of all time. But in real life, she was a sweetheart. Margaret Hamilton was about that love and light. Let's take a look. Gonna go to the big screen. Margaret was in many movies in the 1930s, and she played against many greats, W.C. Fields, Abbott and Costello, and in 1933...
That's a cute dress you've got on, but I can't wear that new line.
Listen, you need a different corset now, I keep telling you. One that comes down, look. And up here, see? Right where you need it, it holds you in.
That's her first movie. Did you catch it? That was in 1933? That's only 13 years after women had the right to vote in the U.S. So that was way back in the day. And she played these great characters, persnickety, strong. She has a lot of great energy. And you know where it led. Are you ready?
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Before I continue, can we all agree how super creepy the flying monkeys are? Now, I love all the critters, don't get me wrong, but those flying monkeys, they always gave me the heebiest of jeebies. See, as a matter of fact, I'm a certified cat whisperer with a minor in belly rubbery. Right, Axel? Tell him. So, that movie's so old, 1939, we watched it, most of us as children, right? And it melted our minds in many ways. But those flying monkeys, ooh, they do tie in with what I'm about to show you. Watch close. Remember, this is 1939 technology. Very impressive. They just came down and scooped up Dorothy and Toto. Toto was a good boy. He didn't do anything. I think this reflects on the 1930s Halloween costumes. There you go, Trick or Treat, Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, here you go. Yes, kids, please take candy. Please don't come back. You terrify me. Or how about this? You go to Disney, you get out of the heat, you take your kids to the restaurant for $25 hamburgers, but you get to see Mickey in them. It's great, right? But what if you had 1930s Mickey? Hi, kids. Are you enjoying your meal? The kids are right out screaming in horror. It's terrifying. So I think that's why the monkeys were so creepy. Yes, I digress a little, but pay attention. If you look at this video or any of my videos, click on the Show More link. It opens up more information. I've got links to some of these Wizard of Oz resources for you if you want to look. But you got to see this one video here. Every actor who almost died while making the Wizard of Oz, for heaven's sake. And see that big plume of smoke? Remember that. Because that was the first take, the one I showed you the clip of, and it went fine. But there was a second one, and it did not go well for Margaret Hamilton. And remember those impressive flying monkeys? You know how they did it? Piano wire. And boom, it fell and broke for two of them, and off they go to a 1930s hospital. And Christmas of 1938 was not good for Margaret, because that's when she suffered those burns in the second take, and she was in the hospital at home for 6 weeks, and she refused to come and work again unless there was no fireworks.
How about a little fire, Scarecrow?
Bravo, Margaret. Boy, does she deliver. And don't forget, she plays two parts. Miss Elmira Gulch. Owned half the county, but she's so mean and persnickety, she's never going to get married. And you're not going to believe this. Margaret was in lots of stuff. She told off Marshal Matt Dillon and the whole gang. She gave them what for. This is so wonderful. You got to see this.
Well, you chose to ignore my advice and release that freckle-faced disaster on society. That was your choice and your decision. I just want you to know that I intend to write about you to my very good friend, the Attorney General. And I hope he burns your ass.
Ah, Margaret! Wasn't that great? She has a sense of humor. Now, she knew that her character, the witch, it had an effect on children, and she was very tender toward them. She was on Sesame Street. She has a beautiful episode on Mr. Rogers. Again, in the description there, I've got links to these videos if you want to watch them. Here's just a little clip.
And I think that that was fun, and we knew we were doing it for children, which was fun. But sometimes, Mr. Rogers, I'm a little unhappy because lots of children are quite scared by her, and that always makes me feel a little sad because I don't think any of us thought, you know, that it would be as scary as sometimes it seems to be. But when you understand her, when you realize it's just pretend,
yes,
and that everybody can do it, you can do it, and little boys, as you say, do it, little girls do it, and sometimes when you get older, you play.
And also in the mid-70s, she was Cora for Maxwell House Coffee. And what a character. Just a few more quick clips and we'll be done with the celebrity part. But when you watch these, compare the 1930s Margaret and the 1970s Cora characters' attitude. She was a pro.
Here's a Maxwell House, Cora. Oh, one more thing. I have a few cases of another coffee on a truck.
Keep him there, Frank. I'm sticking with Maxwell House.
Guess you think Maxwell House is pretty good, huh?
Pretty good. I think it tastes best. It's the only kind I sell.
My Mildred ought to taste this coffee.
It's Maxwell House. I think it tastes best. It's always good. Only kind I sell.
Only kind?
Son, when something works, you stick with it. Try some of this. What kind? I only sell one kind. Maxwell House. If anybody knows beans about coffee, they do.
Did you catch it? From that first clip from 1933, her first movie, all the way into the 70s when she was Cora for Maxwell House, she had that tenacity and gumption. She delivered. She played great characters, and I really admire her. And she was, like I said, she was a wonderful person. We're using her as an example for Find a Grave. Now, back in 2019, I wrote a course about Find a Grave, and there's some differences now. Here, I'll show you a couple. Here's a little graphic from my thing. It was 180 million memorials or, listings, and now it's 226 million. And so I'm just going to ease you in this time. One thing to keep in mind, remember Ancestry.com bought Find a Grave, which is good because now, they have the power under the hood to do all the good stuff. And I'll be sharing it with you in these videos. But Ancestry be advertising, for heaven's sake. Here, I even show a little example from my 2019 course where the green arrows are. Those ads are there. And now, here's a clip now, a little video clip. Oh, they pop up. Now, the ads are more dynamic, and as you scroll down, they just stay in hover in place. So that's okay. Keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused, and don't be discouraged for those ads. So you ready? Let's look at some stuff. So from the Find a Grave site, if you look up top, on the green arrow on the right is famous. That's where you could go to look for celebrities. And on the left, yellow arrow, memorials. When you do your own research, you'll usually wind up there. So I went in through celebrities and looked up Margaret Hamilton. And if you look up top, she happens to be showing up under memorials anyway. You see, I have a theory. And that theory is that there's usually one celebrity in the graveyard, unless it's one of those Beverly Hills graveyards. There's one celebrity, but in Find a Grave, there's usually family members connected to them. And this family members area whether you're searching a celebrity or your own stuff, is like genealogy gold. There be treasure here, I say, in the family members area. So this is a little graphic from a handout I had from my Find a Grave course here. And what I am suggesting is go to Margaret's father, Walter Jones Hamilton. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to go to do it live. I'm on the Find a Grave site and I've looked up Margaret Hamilton. And I'm going to scroll down. And oh, those ads just stay in place. As you know, there's a little biography and a picture. Here we go to the family members area. And our goal was to look at her father, Walter Jones Hamilton. Click on him, gives information, and there's a picture of his tombstone. And go down here, and here's his parents. And so which direction do you want to go? Because what's wonderful is it's not always the case. But I've been here before, so I know it leads to many things. So here's this person. And, you know, as you do in genealogy, parents, spouse, siblings, children, and you just go deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's amazing. All right. I told you I was just going to ease you into Find a Grave. Oh, you can see there's plenty of genealogy treasure to be found. Oh, but it goes so much deeper. And we'll go into it in future videos. I'm going to leave you with a true story from Linda at the library. It happened just a couple weeks ago. And also show you why Find a Grave is so special and what made Ancestry want to buy it in the first place, and the secrets of what makes Find a Grave a magic spot. And as far as the celebrity part, I had fun doing this. And wouldn't you know, it was over a woman in her shoes. She had to have the ruby slipper for her status and power. Women in their shoes, right, guys? Am I right? You're leaving me hanging, guys. You're leaving me out to dry here. Well, what do I know? I'm just a Southern boy. Now, if it were pocket knives, I can understand. A man needs a pocket knife. All right. I live in a small town in Indiana. It's wonderful, and they have a very nice library. And there is a lady there named Linda, and she's very sweet, and she's always there. And it's a small town. I pass the library a couple times a day. I know what car she drives, so she's there quite a bit. And I talked with her. Now, you see, if you go to a library, you can use Ancestry.com for free. And so I thought she was just doing lots of stuff on Ancestry, and she does. But she told me that Find a Grave was her home base because of that magic, because of the memorials, because of the way you have the ability to organize them, and a community. I hope you were in many different genealogy communities, whether it be on Family Search, Ancestry, but definitely in Find a Grave. There's a lot going on. And she said something that caught me off guard. I thought it was profound. I wish so bad that I had it recorded. And she's very shy. I don't think she'll do a video, but I wrote it down. I'm a man who takes notes. Here's what she said of her genealogy research. She called it my work. She says it's my meditation and stress relief. And she says it's my work, it's my play, and I get lost in it. And Find a Grave is her main home base. So there's a lot to be said for it. And also, if you enjoyed this video, boop the like button. And if you can donate, that'd be great. Watch my other videos.